Gold is dropping. What's happening, my friends? Are we live? Are we live? Yes, sir. I think we are. All right. Welcome back, baby. What's happening, my friends? Good to see you all on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2026, episode number 31. 31 already. We're going to get back on track. We had a little, well, I could say a break from the streams yesterday. I had a couple things to do. But we are here for today and for tomorrow to end the week strong, as you always know. How we rock and roll here. All right. I'm currently in a long position right now. Just want to clarify this real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to manage it. We're gonna start the stream appropriately in a second here. Just give me 1 second right now. Let me quickly check what's going on. You know what I mean? Sellers coming in. I think this is the right moment to give it a exit and look for a new limit order later on. I think this is the right moment. We're overvalued. Yeah. I think we're gonna close the G's. Boom. Let's close the trade. Done. All right, baby. Fantastic. Welcome back to the streams, my friends. Hope you guys are doing well. We are going to kick off the stream today. As always, looking forward to kick it off with you guys strong here. Let me see what the chat is doing right now. The chat is live. If so, highly recommend you guys, or highly would appreciate if you guys could smash up that like button here. You know, 360 people already in the waiting. Can we get it to, what, 200 likes? That would be sick. That would be awesome, man. All right. Good to see you, Mind Blown. Alex, my friend, good to see you. Joa, my friend, good to see you. Jonathan, what's happening? Yes, sir. Thomas, the man himself. Neelam Trades. Pat, good morning from Canada. Nice. What's happening, man? Good morning. Hope your coffee is ready. Yeah, you got your coffee ready, my friend? You got your coffee ready? Okay. Perfect. Haha. All right. Okay, welcome back, my friends. Good to see you all. On a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Okay. Hope you guys are doing well here. I'm hearing some Discord noises. Is that me or is that you? Let me confirm that. Is that me or is that you? Let me see what's going on here. Give me 1 second. There we go. I think we're good right now. All right. Anyways, overall, man, wow, what a push here for gold right now. I managed to snipe a beautiful entry at the beginning, right before the stream. Actually, I wish I could have taken this on the stream. That would have been even more incredible, of course. But the 15-minute gave it away. Okay, the 15-minute time frame gave that exact setup away right here. It was a very clean setup here. Overall, a lot of selling down below, couldn't break it. And then after that, yeah, what did we do? We started to reverse. The dollar started to become weaker in that resistance on the higher time frame right there. Okay, dollar reaching a major resistance right there at the moment here. Okay, we tapped into that range. Also, this range is a super important range, by the way. Just mark out this range right here from the left to the right with the fixed range volume profile. Okay, let's do this on futures so you see the exact level right there. Okay, we tapped into a low volume node and we got rejected right at that current moment right there. Okay, so the dollar is pulling back a little bit here. So the combination of gold being at higher time frame support right around here. Okay, the higher time frame, we tapped into daily support right here. Okay, we bounced from this level beforehand already. Look at the footprint on the daily time frame. Major support in the higher time frame, the dollar in that resistance, and then the confirmation right here with the order flow, and as well with the valuation coming back above the zero, which means the momentum is picking up, the volume is picking up. And what was a very clean target, guys? Let me know in the chat, my friends. What was a very clean target today? Obviously pre-London or pre-New York here, and we're gonna of course talk about the follow through here. What are we going to do now? What's the next step? Okay. Well, clearly we did take out the London highs. Okay. London highs are now officially taken out right here. You can see that right there. New York created that push towards the London highs right here. Okay. So that was a pretty good trade actually. To be real honest with you, it was a clean setup. Right around here, a little bit of drawdown at the beginning, but that was a nice, I think, roughly speaking, 360 pip move here. No, sorry. No. Not a 360 pip move. My bad. 48.2. Yeah, 290 pip move. 292 pip move here. Okay. Taking out the London highs right there. Okay. So the question is right now, obviously, I think you guys are all looking forward to what is going to happen next. What are the next steps right now with gold here? Let me give it a go here. Anyways, the music maker, good to see you again on the stream. Welcome back, man. Very nice. Saifu says, can you tell me in this choppy market how to mark supply and demand? Because of fractal nature, my chart is cooked. Yeah, we're using up other tools for this. Okay, higher time frame is one thing, but we're also looking at some internal confirmations as well. Yes, yesterday I took a break. First time after 30 streams. I had to do some things in the back end with my group. Yes, sir. Okay. Anyways, let's get back on track right now. Let's see where we are here. I'm actually happy that I kicked off this stream because. Yeah, sometimes you wish these trades happen in the New York session and not before. But I'm not sure. Have you guys noticed, and this is just an observation here, okay? Have you guys noticed that gold starts pushing or dumping 30 minutes before the open? Have you guys noticed this? Type in a yes in the chat if you have. Kind of interesting if you really follow up here. You should check it out. In the last couple of days, what gold actually did before the New York Open here. It seems like an injection, like a large injection, a large push of volume comes into the market. Okay, and it has an impact on gold, and it manipulates people out of their position right before the open. Yeah, and then the question is this the fake out or is this the real move, right? This is what everyone would like to know right now at this current moment here, okay? Is this the fake out? Is this the real move? Well, I can tell you this already. We are right now relatively overvalued, okay? On the 15-minute time frame on gold right now. We are breaking back above the VWAP, so the overall sentiment seems to be now more bullish, right? We have a strong level sitting at the 24 actually, right there. The 24, the 4724, which is actually this range right here, okay? You can actually see this already. It is roughly speaking around the point of control, right around there, okay? Right around there. We have a major level here. Even if we do pull back, right? The question is, are we gonna find that support here? And is there a chance that we could just follow through right now that we have broken structure, okay? That is the overall idea right here. Very simple, actually. We don't have to really overcomplicate this. From a higher time frame perspective, okay, we just have to be aware of the fact that we are in daily support right now, okay? Daily support. Look at that right there, okay? I think it's pretty obvious and pretty clear if you ask me. If you go here to the higher time frame. Also, this we don't really have to overcomplicate right now. You can see that we're actually holding in that daily resistance here, support here, and support here, right? So the 4-hour and the 12-hour are respectively in that higher time frame support at the moment now on gold, okay? We can definitely see that. Now we will find some resistance at this current moment, right around here, and you can see this actually on the 4-hour a bit more clear as well. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can actually see that we will be tapping into an area, which is actually right around this zone, okay? Right around this zone. And this is an area where we most likely will face some resistance and maybe even a pullback. Okay, so the question is, are we gonna then anticipate on the pullback right here? Okay. In terms of news, I don't see anything in particular that really spikes my my interest right now at the moment. Okay, no, nothing too crazy yet. Okay, well, we'll keep a very close eye on this right now. Okay, but nothing too crazy yet here. Let's go over this right now in a second. Let's see here. We do have some news here. Pakistani proposal to open a Strait of Hormuz in exchange for partial lifting of the blockade in Iran. It's not red though. I don't know why. It's actually pretty good news if that would be the case here. You know, but no confirmed, I guess. Things around that nature right here. Okay. So, anyways, we are in higher time for support. Be patient and see how important this higher time for support is, because this higher time for support right now cost price internally speaking, right, to break structure. Okay. We created a range. We manipulated to the downside, and guess what we did after that, guys? We broke structure. How do we call this? Okay, let me know in the chat. How do we call something like that? Let me know, please, in the chat. Here, you guys already know. I think most of you guys are already, fully aware of that right here. Okay. How do we call a thing like that here? We talked about this in our book all the time. All the time. It's a very common pattern that we talk about on the streams. Yeah, the AMD, the CME. Okay. In our terms, we call it the CME play. It's a very frequent, it's very occurring, it's very known pattern, right? You can actually see that right here on the fixed volume profile, page number 47 of your book. This is exactly what has happened right now. Okay? Exactly what has happened right now. The consolidation here, the manipulation here into higher time frame support in this case, and then the expansion here. Okay, so if you missed out on this book right here and you haven't downloaded this book yet, then you can do that right here in the chat. I will post the link right now. It's called ebook, right? You can download this free ebook right there by filling your email, and it explains everything around the volume profile and all the layers and all the things that we do on a regular basis as well here. So that is information that we can work with for this stream. Okay, the consolidation, the manipulation, and the expansion. Now, how do we trade this? Usually you will see a pullback scenario, okay? The London session has been taken out. The Asian session is still sitting at the 67. That's the Asian high right there. Let's mark out the Asian high as well here, not just the London high. Let's also mark out the Asian high. Let's do this real quick. Right there, Asian high and London high, Asian high. There we go. And at the moment, we have this overall pattern here. So higher time frame support in combination with a CME play, to me, is usually a bullish reversal signal, okay? And this is why I was attempted to enter a trade here at the 19 and exited the trade at the 47 once the London highs were actually taken out right there, okay? That was the actual trade idea. Now we will find resistance, all right? And the reason why is because we tapped into a 4-hour area of resistance right here, which is an area where a lot of sellers took control yesterday at the New York Open, okay? So yesterday, Wednesday, New York Open, sellers stepped in aggressively. And after that, we've never been able to break that level here. You could see how we got rejected here, how we got rejected there, how we got rejected there, and how we are now, again, getting rejected there, okay? So we are back at resistance. The only scenario is gonna be, right, pullback trade for up movement or a rejection for down movement at that resistance right now, okay? Because we're overvalued here. Now, I would say, because we are bouncing, and this is where the macro context comes back in play here, okay? Because we are bouncing from this higher time frame support that we talked about right here at the moment, all right? Higher time frame support right now. The hourly, the 12-hour, the daily, okay, as well as the 4-hour. I think it's a very important level to pay attention to right here. The fact that we bounce from this level also multiple times. We create a CME play internally. We will find potentially a pullback. And if we do, yeah, I'm willing to see what happens when we get back towards the range and to see if there is a trading opportunity and any end of interest right around this level right here, okay? So something like that is what I would love to see. And then if that would be the case, then obviously the Asian highs are next, right? This is something I would then target as a potential level. But keep in mind that resistance right there at the 55s on futures will be a level where you have to then manage the trade very aggressively. So either stop loss on break even, take profit, or anything in that matter as well here. So I cannot hold my trade fully until the Asian highs are pretty much taken out here, because that resistance is serious right there at the 4-hour as well here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense so far. Let me know if you guys are so far aligned with me. Type in a 1 in the chat, right? This is pretty much the first trade. Now I'm looking to see if the pullback scenario will occur, so I could actually start finding another setup, which could be at the pullback of that range, right? A pullback of this range somewhere around here, to see if you could pull back and find support to target the Asian highs with a take profit somewhere around the 55s pretty much. Yeah. That is the overall idea here in case we do pull back. I would love to see a pullback right now here. The reason for my exit was, of course, as well, the reason was higher time frame resistance right here. And the London highs were taken out. And I had a great entry right there, right? It's a 300 pip trade. And I think if I do expect a pullback here, then why not exiting the trade and looking for a new entry and placing a limit order somewhere around there, okay? So what is the level? The 25 is an area. I would be very close, paying very close attention to the 25. All right. Yeah, somewhere around here, to be honest, somewhere around this zone is my area of interest. Okay, somewhere around this area, right there. Let's see, something like that. Yeah. Joey says, "Hi Lorenzo, is there a hardcover version of your book?" Not necessarily, but I have, let me actually show you, what? 1 second. I'm actually in the process right now of testing out different types of paper, right? So we have the glossy version. Very, very nice, very glossy, right? For the smooth guys out here. And then we have the paper version, right? The real book version. So I'm testing out different vibes, different styles, okay? Just testing it out right now at the moment. So, you know what I mean? Who knows what I will do in the future, okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense right here. But yeah, that is the overall idea. I'm still testing the right paper, the right frame. Exactly, okay? Hope that makes sense. All right. Yeah, we're overvalued, man. I would love to see the pullback right now here. Dollar doesn't really look convincing right now at the moment. Okay. Oil is or has found some support. Okay. Oil is in some support at the moment. Gold looks strong though. Like it really wants to. It really wants to push. But yeah, the conclusion is I can't neglect this level right now. The higher time frame resistance right here. And this is also daily resistance, okay? This is also the daily resistance as well here. It's a serious level, okay? It's a serious level. So yeah, let's see what can happen here, okay? Let's see. Okay. Where are you from? I'm from Bali. Yeah. I'm gonna put it here. POI, point of interest. Point of interest, roughly speaking, right around there. Yeah, something like that. Can we pull back and target the Asian highs, for example? With a take profit somewhere at the 50s again. You know what I mean? Let's imagine that I think that price potentially could come back down again. And I will not take profits right now, or I will not exit my trade here, which is a 300 pip trade, right? And then price comes all the way back to my entry again, okay? The market conditions are relatively uncertain still. The market conditions still haven't really shifted. We might see a little bit of an expansion right now, but there's still a lot of uncertainty. So the statement is always for me that I will, no matter what, be more aggressive with my management, okay, with my exits. If I can make money in this market right now, why shouldn't I make money? So if I see an area of interest or a resistance area where I could exit my trade in profit, why shouldn't I do that and wait for the pullback for a new entry, right? Pretty much risk-free in case we pull back, right? This is how I manage my trades here, or I actually manage my overall, portfolio right now, making sure that no matter what, I manage my trades accordingly. And I think it's the right moment to be extra focused on the management, especially right now, in order to, end the week in green. Yes, sir. So yeah, let's see if we can pull back here. Let's see. That would be nice. I must say, gold is holding up really well, man. All the sellers that are trying to short it right now are getting, are having a hard time. But we cannot neglect the higher time frame resistance right here. So yeah, let's see. Why not short then? I mean, I'm not sure. Like, it looks pretty strong to me right now. We're bounced from higher time frame support. I'm flexible, but I'm not that flexible in terms of like, let's take every trade into including the short right now towards that point of interest. Because it's holding up really well, but let's see. Yeah, a lot of people tend to be struggling right now in this market condition. I think the biggest lesson that I learned, and this is something that I learned, let me know what you learned over the last couple of months or weeks. But what I learned personally was to be focused extra on the management of the trades. How do I manage the trades? Why do I manage it this way here? Being more adaptable, right? And not trading in my old kind of rhythm, right? Where I just expect things to always play out smoothly. I kind of put it aside right now, right? Until the market proves to me again that it can actually make some regular moves, some regular market behavior where we can see consistent higher highs and higher lows, some nice clean price action, some clarity around the war or whatever the case may be, right? Things might change, but for now, it's taking what we can get, Get in, boom, get out, get in, boom, get out. Finding the right setups. Mikolai says, I learned to keep my position small and don't leave positions overnight. Okay. Also a very good point. Keeping the position size small, give it a little bit more room because you know that your position size is relatively small. So you can manage the trade better. Yeah, you might think that all these small trades, they never give me any profits. Maybe not at once. Maybe not in 2 times, but maybe in a couple times you start to see the compounding. You start to see the compounding effect of it. You really start seeing that quite quickly. Huge buyer stepped in. Yes, huge buyer just stepped in here. 83 contracts long. You know, this is usually an interesting level to see if now the reversal will take place, because this is what you usually see, right? Really aggressive buying, but price is not pushing higher. And then we see an exhaustion of buyers. And then, yeah, the potential pullback will actually come to fruition. But for now, I have to say it's holding up really well. There's a huge battle taking place right now between the buyers and the sellers right here. Okay. We have some news as well here right now, or we had a couple of minutes ago, we had the initial jobless claims. They came out negative for the dollar as well. So do take that in consideration. We have a bit more news coming in around an hour. The PMI. How do we know when the price is going to react from the POC or the value area? I like to look at the indication right here, the valuation indication. So it's a couple different layers, right? Number one, what I'm looking at, number one, and I think this is the most important part, is having a macro understanding. So higher time frame, support and resistance, right? Can be quite basic actually. Or supply and demand, okay? Understanding where we are. Where are we reacting from? Because there's always a level you can find. Always a level you can find, okay? Then it is the lower time frame, okay? Correlation between gold and dollar versus oil, okay? Because now we need to understand what the dollar and what oil are doing, and not just the dollar. Before it was just the dollar, and now it's oil as well, because oil is heavily impacted because of the war, right? And everything that comes around with that. So this has a major impact on gold as well here, okay? So we have a support and resistance on the higher time frame, supply and demand, and then the lower time frame correlation, right? We look at the 50-minute time frame on the dollar, on oil, maybe also the higher time frame, of course. Like, are we in a higher time frame area of resistance right now? Yes or no? If we are, okay, perfect. Then we have this checked. We go to the 15, right? And now we check, okay, what is the overall behavior on the dollar? And how is gold valued against the dollar? All right? And this is why I use a tool called the valuation index, which is actually a comparison tool which measures the gold against the dollar right here. And it looks like the RSI pretty much, but it is not. It's kind of different because it measured is against the dollar, not just against gold. You can see when we reset undervaluation here, right? We kind of found the bottom. Right here, we found the short-term bottom. And right here, look at that. The bottom as well, right? So that is always a signal for me when we bounce off higher time frame support, which is this level we talked about right there. And we are undervalued, right? Coming off an undervaluation against the dollar on the 50-minute time frame. 50-minute, exactly the 50-minute, by the way. Nothing less, nothing more. Okay. Then I can look for my entries. Okay, and the entry confirmation is done with the volume profile. All right. And order flow. Okay. Order flow being optional, not necessarily. But the volume profile is a must-have. And this is where we have our book, right? This is where we look at our patterns, the things that we look at, right? One of these things is the pattern, the consolidation, manipulation, expansion pattern. Look at this pattern right here. And now look at the chart right there. Do you see the difference? You see the alignment? That is the exact confirmation, right? So that to me was a clear buy signal at the 4,719, okay? Which is actually above the very low. All right, and then targeted, yeah, the London highs. The London highs pretty much a little bit higher, because we squeezed up, okay? That is a clear process that we follow, and it's a system that works in this segment, and it makes so much sense because you use the correlation of the dollar, the higher time frame and the lower time frame. because the market doesn't move by itself. Gold doesn't move by itself. Gold is affected heavily by other instruments such as the oil market, the energy market, the currency sector, as well as the stock market, right? The equity market. It's a big bubble, and within that big bubble, you have 5 different bubbles, smaller bubbles, okay? They all affect each other somehow. If you can dissect that correctly, and you have a system for that, you can actually find an entry this way very, very clearly in crazy market conditions, okay? Then the question is, how adaptable are you? Are you able to adapt properly, yes or no, to the market condition? Are you good with taking profits? Are you good at holding your positions at the right moment? This is where your experience comes into play, right? That's something that you learn over time pretty much, or at least that I learned over time. And once again here, I'm here on the stream with you guys 5 days a week. Okay, yesterday I had a 1-day break, I had a couple things to do, but listen, I'm here to learn like you guys and to get better every day like you guys, okay? And we're all on the same page here. And it's the only objective is to just be here, show up every day and be consistent and show you the way I like to look at it. And always, number one, and that's the most important, be open-minded to feedback. Be open-minded to your feedback. And most importantly, yeah, learn from others along the way, right? Speeding up my process. Never settle. Never settle. Keep going. Keep growing. You know what I mean? Anyways, gold is pushing. It's trying to. But it's getting harder now. It has a hard time right here. You see that? It starts to struggle a little bit. Sellers are coming in slowly and steadily. We talked about this 4-hour resistance, right? Doesn't necessarily look weak, but you know, we're holding. We're temporarily stalling right now. Yep. All right, so in this case right here, the CME play, right? The continuation play of the reversal, right? The break of structure, the bounce, the confirmation of buyers, dollar in resistance, slowing down. So yeah, the pullback will be nice here. We need to cool off a little bit in my opinion right now. Preferably getting back to the zero will be the ideal case scenario when we pull back. And then I'm gonna give it another shot for sure. So you could actually get 2 trades out of this, right? This was the first trade already. And now the second trade is the confirmation trade, you could say, or the pullback trade, or the continuation trade, whatever you want to call it. Yes. Yeah. So if you are in your work right now, then you are probably chilling. All right. You have 1 more day to go. Tomorrow's your last day, and then it's weekend. And what you need to do in the weekend, you need to study your ass off. Study your ass off. If you really want this, if you really want to make this happen, you need to put in some work outside of your work. Okay, where you're not distracted by the moment of the charts. At that moment, though, when the market is you know, closed, that's where you can objectively see what has happened this week, what did you do this week, and why. Okay. Good to see you, though, man. If you are in your work right now, wish you all the best. And the best way to get started while you are studying and while you're doing all of this stuff, you know, and learning the process is by, you know, signing up with a prop firm. I heard so many horror stories of people wasting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with their own personal account because they got a little win streak at the beginning, right? They got a little lucky at the beginning, made some money. And they think, oh, this is trading. This is easy. This is something that I can do. And guess what happens? 99% of the time, including what has happened to myself, you guess it right, you lose all your money, okay? You get back to the drawing board. So a good alternative to practice is to use a prop firm challenge, right? To work on something outside of your personal capital, to gain that understanding of the market, to gain that confirmation, and to build that confidence, preferably going to multiple different market conditions as well. that you have at least the understanding of different conditions in the market. And then once you've built that back, you can go straight back to your personal account here. Okay. So if you look for a good prop firm, my sponsor, the sponsor of this channel is FundedNext right here, empowering promising traders worldwide. What a catchy song, what a catchy song. But they're one of the biggest as well here, okay? And you can actually sign up here with the futures platform or the CFD if you prefer to trade CFDs. Up to you to decide what you prefer. I personally like the futures one. This is something I've been using now as well. I've been testing it with you guys, right? I've been talking about this. And there is something called the Rapid Challenge, okay? It's a very, very interesting one because you can get your payout pretty much in 2-3 trades if you do it correctly. And only if you take your A plus setups, of course, okay? So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend to get one of these challenges right here. We get a discount code as well. It's somewhere below here on the screen, and I will post something in the chat as well. All right, make sure you click on that link and fill in my name for the discount, of course. Okay, FundedNext. Like I said, we only work with the best. We don't settle for less. Right Access got your book yesterday, already reading it. Started to read it. Amazing, man. Amazing, amazing. What was your biggest loss on a trade? Yeah, around $77,000. 77K. Yeah. Like I said, man, we've been there. If you're going through something similar in the past, I'm telling you, bro, I've been there. I have been there. Okay? By the way, I could at that moment not afford to lose that money, which made it even worse. Yeah. Part of the game, man. There are two things that you can do after that. You can become a guy that says, you know, trading is a scam. I'm such a victim. I'm so sad. It's the market makers. Or you take some responsibility and it only motivates you to step up your game to understand what the mistake is, because usually you get a huge lesson out of it. You know exactly what you did wrong and why you did it wrong, and you will not make the mistake again. So, you know, pain equals gain in these days, and the older you get, unfortunately, and this is the truth to life, the older you get, the more pain you need to experience to make a difference, to make a change. Okay, it is what it is, but this is how we learn. Anyways, volume is coming in. Look at that. A lot of volume suddenly. Where is this coming from? Did we miss something? Did we miss something? I see something red. And that these are the initial jobless claims. No, nothing in particular. Nothing yet, at least. But yeah, gold is pushing back a little bit. Kind of expecting this now, right? We are in higher time frame resistance here. Yeah. Yeah. Wait for the pullback, I guess. Okay, I think I closed it at the right moment. Pretty much, right? Close it at the right moment. Bring the baseline back around again. Trump announcement? Ah, okay. Yes. Of course. It had to be. It had to be. Trump on Truth Social. I have ordered the Navy to shoot any boat putting mines in Hormuz. Okay. Yeah. I mean, gold is holding up respectfully well, though, for now. Definitely. Good day, sir. How to view the live news instantly for free. You can create an account on Financial Juice. I think it's called Financial Juice. Yeah. Yeah, these volume spikes are indeed on another level. I think you said it perfectly, Philip. This can happen at any moment in time. Okay? This is the market that we are currently in. I don't remember any time really where we had to be on the live stream a couple months ago even. I didn't remember any time before that we had to wait for or had to be careful with any unfortunate news that would suddenly come randomly out of nowhere. Like, I don't remember this at all until now. It was always just the NFP, the CPI, the FOMC, the PCE, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you can trade in these market conditions already, right? And you learn how to trade now, then you're going to be grateful in the future. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but you're going to be grateful in the future. If you can go through this now and you learn how to trade and manage your trades perfectly now, yeah, then watch what happens when the market gets back to normal, when gold starts ripping again, which seems to be unavoidable in the long term to me. That's my personal opinion. It might take some time, but at some moments we will see gold ripping, and you better get ready for that. You better get ready for that. So better to learn now, to go through it now. Which platform are you using with Orderflow? That's called the Xau charts. Xau charts. Yo, what's happening, man? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. What's up, bro? What's up? What's happening here? How was your guys' week so far? Let me know in the chat, man. How was your guys' week? What did you guys do this week so far, trading-wise? Yesterday, I didn't place a single trade. I was not on the... I didn't even look at the chart, to be honest. I had so many other things to do that I didn't even have time to really look at the chart yesterday. All right? But what I can see what happened yesterday is that It's just pretty flat overall. I mean, there was definitely some bearish movement. Well, we pushed up and then we pushed down. Overall, let's see. Pretty, not too bad. Like, yeah, I mean, pretty choppy, I guess. Like the Wednesday tends to be a lot lately, right? Overall, good week. Overall, good week. How to spot the difference between manipulation and the retest. Yeah, this is where the macro context comes in. This is where the correlation comes in. It's such an important factor. Because by just looking at gold and gold only, it will be really hard to predict if this is just a, you know, a consolidation, for example, and a retest and then the sell-off, right? Or if this will be the manipulation. There are a couple other factors that come into play. You have number one, the higher time frame. Okay, the higher time frame will always be one of the biggest decision makers, right? Especially right here. You don't really want to look for the continuation down if you reach a major level on the higher time frame, right? So the higher time frame plays a huge part, but that is on the gold chart itself, right? You can also understand then, once you have the higher time frame right there in consideration, you can also say, okay, what is the dollar doing? Are there any important levels for the dollar that the dollar is reaching right here? And if so, okay, then how does the dollar respond to that level? Or how close are we to that level, right? And I think the combination of that can help you already a lot with understanding if this is, or this could be the manipulation, or this could be the continuation. And then of course we're dealing with session highs, session lows as targets or something like that, to keep it simple, relatively simple. How different is the footprint data on TradingView compared to the real data on the Sierra chart? This is exit charts. It's different. It's definitely different. There are some similarities, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. Again, a lot of selling here on the 50-minute. Buyers stepped in, sellers tried to step in, they couldn't. They couldn't really break price down here. So these sellers are all stuck, and this is why we're finding that support right now. And it could easily be that we're just pulling back and we're just going to try to squeeze through the Asian highs already. Because sellers are trying, but they're failing really hard right now. They're failing really hard right now. But yeah. The hourly candle is going to close in about 4 minutes. So the closure will be obviously super important. Every hourly closure, in my opinion, is super important. Every hourly closure, every 4-hour closure is super important. Every 1-hour closure is super important. And then the 15-minute closures are also relevant as well here. They can help you, but the 15-minute is predominantly for straight up execution, where the 1-hour and the 4-hour closures are for me more related to bias, the session bias. Am I bullish for the session? Am I bearish for the session? Or am I bullish for the next 2 hours or 3 hours? Or am I bearish for the next 2 or 3 hours, right? That is the idea. But the 15-minute is straight up execution. Oliver says, why don't you trade real gold? Why do you trade this? Funny that people say that. Why don't you trade real gold? Actually, the futures chart, that's the real gold. Okay? The futures data is the centralized data. That's the exact data that represents, the real gold, if you want to call it that. Okay, the real paper gold. Okay? The gold, the Xau, is actually a decentralized version of that. Yeah. Anyway, so you marked out the fixtures right profit during consolidation. However, don't you think it's AMD playing out? That's exactly what happened. Yeah. That's exactly what happened, right? Right here in our book. Pretty much exactly, right? Number 1, number 2, number 3. That's how I took the trade there as well. Strong continuation. Hello, mentor. What is the indicator you show the different sessions on? My friend, that is called the trading sessions. Okay, the trading sessions. Type in trading sessions on your indicator, you will get it, okay? And then what you do actually is you go to the settings and you remove all of this stuff. No, actually, it's actually the right one. No, that's it. Okay. Very simple, very effective. All right, baby. Hourly closure. We actually closed above the 54. Wow. You know that this could easily just find support again. Now that the hourly closure is here, and we're gonna just take out the Asian highs. Such a small risk to reward ratio here. Oh man. Look at that. Look at what happens now. Which level is this? The 54? Let's watch what happens here with this candle right now. Look at that reaction. If we can get back down again, that would be good. That would be very good. If we can actually close a 50-minute candle below the 45, then that's really good, because that means that we'll actually come back down. That's actually what we want, right? We want it to come down a little bit. Oil is holding up really well. I mean, it's not really pushing, but it's holding up at support. Do you also trade Bitcoin? I don't really trade Bitcoin a lot lately. No, I'm just focusing on gold right now. All right, we're dropping. Finally, we're making some progress. Okay. Why did you close the trade there? Well, we opened the trade here at 4719, closed it at 4748. I thought that this is the right moment to look for pullback scenarios. At some point, we would see some sort of kind of higher low formation or something like that. We were also overvalued here. On the dollar, we've been sitting here for a while already. Sooner or later, we have to pull back a little bit. And we can see that oil is finding support right now. The dollar as well is actually just respecting still at the moment, at least. You know, that trend that we're building here. So there are reasons for me to believe the London highs are taken out right here. Right after taking out the lows. The London highs are taken out. So it's like, yeah, I thought it was a great moment to catch this exit. And wait for a new entry, pretty much. Lorenzo, check the news again. Yeah, I think the Navy. This is Trump and the Navy. All right. Danke, my man. Welcome to the channel, man. Hope you're doing well. In case you don't know me, my friend Duncan, we have been trading live here for the past 31 streams since my new format started. Yeah, it's been really fun, man. It has been really fun. Sometimes have to sit on our hands a little bit, but a lot of action also, a lot of trades also. Most importantly, a lot of learning, I guess. At least I hope so. I hope that you guys are learning something. Right? Because if that wouldn't be the case, then I could just trade by myself. You know what I mean? You know? So welcome, my friend. We're going to be here for a while. Really, really motivated, discipline like never before to make this work with to actually build a really good community on YouTube again. I mean, I've been streaming for years already, right? So this is all, it's nothing new to me. But this format, the way we're dealing with it right now, I never streamed 5 days a week before as well, by the way. It was always like 3 days a week, or sometimes I took a break or I had other things to do. This is kind of the moment where we are really like on top of it right now. Really on top of it. Okay. So nice. Good to see you on stream. Yeah. So it's around 300 pips. So I need to make sure that when we pull back, we get a good confirmation. I will trade. If I will trade, I will trade with the same contract size pretty much. Because usually after like a good win, you know, a nice trade, you don't want to all ruin it by the end of the session. Okay, I've been there. I did it actually 2 days ago. But 2 days ago was a bit of a different market. But yeah, don't want to happen again. Don't want to happen. Don't want to have that again. So I need to manage my trade as well. Especially not trade any like, this was also another layer. Not trade any like press conferences, right? From the Federal Reserve itself. My initial thought process was it was probably not going to be a very important session, like a very important press conference, but it was. It definitely was. Yeah, so that 4-hour resistance is definitely holding up. For example, Orderflow says one thing, but there is no real retracement. Well, then no trade, right? If there's no retracement, then there is no trade pretty much. Can't keep chasing the market every time. It's gonna hurt us in the long term. There were a lot of reasons to believe right here, for example, that we saw these buyers stepping in, right? We're like, wow, this is gonna go up, this is gonna go up, and then again, it doesn't. So this is why I trust my tools, like the valuation tool. It has never disappointed me from that perspective over time. Of course, it goes hand in hand with other confirmations, right? I don't just look at this and think, oh, this is the only thing that I need and I'll become profitable. That's not how it works. But it helps so much with like additional reasons to maybe be a bit more patient or be more aggressive, you know? Knowing when to enter, when to exit. Around what time, what level potentially. Lorenzo, my man, been too long since we had a 1,000 pip move. Let's go for it. Yeah, I mean, yo, in a session, you know what I mean? Like even this is like a 600 pip move. If you would snipe the bottom to the absolute top here, right? Then that would only be like a, in a New York session, only be a 600 pip move as well, right? So 1,000 pip move, the market conditions have to shift a little bit for that, right? Let's be honest. I think a 300 pip move is already really good. Like 300 pip move is already really clean. Anything more than that, like 400 or 500 pips is just amazing, of course. Unless you're willing to hold on to your trade longer. Outside of the session, pretty much, right? But, you know, a lot of things can happen. All right, Trump can sit on the toilet and take a quick dump. And while he takes a dump, the market dumps out of nowhere. That's the situation. So, you know, take what you can get. Take what you can get. That's the motto right now. Okay, we're pulling back though. Kind of was a matter of time, right? Okay. Yeah, we're starting to push again. This is why I think gold having a hard time as well. The dollar starting to push again. Actually, the dollar never really broke structure. It came down super aggressively before the news. So before the news, before Trump, and also before the open. And that was just because we were in that higher time frame resistance right here, right? But we never really broke structure. So we're still respecting the trend, at least the short-term trend right here. At the same time, the dollar is really chilling, you know? It's not really breaking out. What about the playlist? Yeah, every time I want to do this, but keep in mind, this will take me at least 4 hours to set up. I'm like, I have to do this, but then other things come in between. I'm working with a couple guys. I'm setting up so many new things right now. But it is coming, man. It has 132 tracks. I think I could share this playlist, but I'm sure that you guys don't have epidemic sound right now. I think you guys are Spotify, right? So I need to transfer it all over. Maybe I can ask Cloud AI to do that. Let's see if that's possible. Can Cloud just do that? Put all of these songs from this to Spotify? You think that's possible? Because if that's the case, that would be a game changer, by the way. That would be an absolute game changer. Absolute game changer. Yo, Claude, can you please put all the songs into the Spotify playlist? Because I'm sure that these songs are also on Spotify, of course, automatically, right? Gotta figure that out, actually. But let's see. You know what the thing is, guys? We have around 1,300 people watching and only like 287 likes. You know, I see guys with, and I'm just gonna be honest, right? We've been trading live here. We're doing everything extremely transparent. We have been on a nice winning streak. We had a loss as well, of course. But we have been really trying to do our absolute best here. I think that these likes are just too low. That's my personal opinion. Okay? I don't know. What do you think? Objectively. Okay? It really helps the channel grow. I have nothing really to sell you right now. My group is actually full. I need to remove this from the description. It is actually full. We're working with a couple more applications, but that's pretty much it. We're pretty much full. So I have nothing to sell you. Okay, I have a free book for you. I mean, I'm streaming 5 days a week. You know what I mean? I think these likes can go up, man. I've seen channels with more likes. And you know what the crazy part is? I've seen a guy, he's sitting there. He's not explaining how he trades. He just like sits there. Okay? And no offense, by the way, because of course you need to respect every trader. I have a lot of respect, by the way, for every live streamer, every person that trades live on stream. I have a lot of respect for it because I know what kind of balls you need to do that every day consistently. But you know what I mean? I think we can get this up, you know? We can get this up. Come on, man. It needs to become a standard. Gonna do our absolute best here. Anyways, I'm checking your LTA concepts indicator. Is there any tutorial on how to use this? Which one? Which one? Which one are we looking at? Okay, we're reacting back from the London highs right now. We did close below that area. We did close below here. Let's go to the lower time frame. Look at that. On the 5 minute, it's even more clear what's happening here. Okay, look at that massive buying. Candle close bearish. So I still believe there is a lot of resistance right now here. It's going to be very hard, in my opinion, to break this. Because buyers are unable to push price out. This is a major buy. Failed to push price higher. This is why we're rejecting here now. So I don't think that we're that far away from our point of interest. Bradley, I spoke to Sergio today. Amazing. That's good. That's very good. Yeah, we had around 200 applications. And I made a big mistake. And that mistake was that I didn't expect that we would get 200 applications. And I only pretty much hired one guy to take care of it, to go through it, and to contact the people that were the right fit. And you know, he only has spoken to a fraction of these people because there's no way you can reach out to 200 people. So I made a big mistake there. I should have been more prepared for that volume. Medwin, Xau, last week's giveaway winner here. Nice. Welcome back, my friend. Amazing. Yeah, you want a giveaway? Oh, shit. I have one more guy. I need to give him the account, too. Thank you for mentioning this. But good. Happy to have you here, man, again. Yeah, you won the FundedNext challenge. Amazing. Who's the best scalper? Yeah, I agree with you guys. Fabio Valentini, man. I really like him. He's, I think he's following the streams too, by the way. And he read the book. He read the LTA Concepts war map. He said, yo, man, I've been reading your book in on the airplane while I was flying. But yeah, I really respect him, definitely. Learn a lot from it. Trade different though, I would say. It's a different way of looking at it though. I use a lot of higher time frame as well. Footprint, higher time frame. Just to understand the higher time frame. That helps me tremendously. But yeah, a lot of respect for him, definitely. I love guys like that. Very open, transparent, humble. And, you know, they bring the new sauce to the table, to the public. I like that. So, yeah, man. Absolutely. I think you know what I believe? I think the actual industry right now is changing for the better. I really believe that. I think the industry is shifting, okay? I think people are a little bit tired now of all these, like, guys, you know, getting exposed and this and that, right? Left and right. And I believe that transparency comes first, you know? And I think that's why right now, trading live is just one of these elements. If you can just show up consistently every day. And not sometimes on a good day, no, every day. Then you really see how the market, how we react, how we deal with different situations. And I think that's just the best way. That is just the best way. Unfortunately, the reality though of live streamers, okay? People that trade live every day, like me, for example. What you see a lot right now is that still the guys that are showing all these statements and all these fake things, right? They're still getting adored more because of, yeah, the fantasy, you could almost call it. It's almost like a fantasy. You fall for the fantasy, something that's not real, okay? And the reality sometimes is painful, and that's why it's not as exciting. It's exciting when we win. It's not as exciting when we lose, but that is the reality. That's the real reality. And that's what you're seeing here, the real reality, okay? So I'm gonna break that pattern. I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna break that pattern. All right, we're gonna go global now. We're gonna break this pattern. We're gonna go mainstream, right? We're gonna go mainstream. We're gonna make it happen. We have the best chat the most humble chat, the most educated chat, the most convinced chat. Okay. We have the sauce, geez. We have the sauce. We have it. We have it. Okay. Now gold needs to do the same. But I think it's getting better now. That's what I'm saying, man. I think the industry is pushing in the right direction. I think people are getting a bit tired of it now. I think people are, you know, they've been there. They've done that, right? So we're heading there. We're heading there. But yeah, we're clearly holding up a little bit right now at the moment. I'm looking at the level where it's pretty much the previous highs. It's the London highs, right? Previous highly structured. But we're at that major resistance though. We're not really moving because of the fact that we have a really strong negative delta in this candle right here on the 5-minute, which was at 9 and 9:05, and I think this is a major level. So if it can't break and close back above the 51, let's say, and then the chances are that we're gonna, or sorry, the 53 right here, then the chances are that we're just gonna come down a little bit and, you know, potentially just retest the 32, the very high, and maybe even like the 25 like we talked about, right? And that's where things get interesting. That's where things get really interesting. If we can get there. The 32 is also an important level though. We cannot neglect the 32 either. So we had a really aggressive start right before the stream. Very nice push, beautiful trade. And then now the market's kind of slowing down. It's kind of resetting itself. Shapley, Lorenzo, thank you for what you do. How do we get the order flow you have? You can download the extra charts. The extracharts.com, you can get it there, I think. Or I think I know. You have to buy it though. Okay. You have to buy it. You can take a trial, but I don't think you can do really a lot with the trial, to be honest. But again, it's just good maybe to test it out for yourself, right? And see where it can take you. Just to give it a try to get a feel for it. And if you want, I can send you the workspace as well, so you have the same layout. I don't really mind sharing this. I shared this also with my group. But there we go, right? We can't really break that level. Okay, right here. So you see the candle is really struggling. On the 5-minute, you see it even more clear. This is kind of the buyer that told us, you know, it's going to be very hard to break it. You could really scalp it quickly, right? Really small scalp, but yeah, I'm trying to see if you can find the potential higher low, pretty much. If you can do that, that will be perfect. How to join a Telegram group? Right now, I'm not involved in a Telegram group. Okay. There is also another group going on, which is someone that uses my name, Lorenzo Corrado. It's a group with like 6,000 members. And it's not me, my friends. It's not me. Okay, I just want to be clear on that. They give you some crazy offer as well. If you invest this, then you get that, you know, typical scam. And guess what? People fall for it. People actually fall for that. Okay. So fortunate here. The only thing that I was doing is working with a small group of people, myself. And therefore you have to go on a call with one of my teammates. And it is only through application only. But that's it. Why does it say 47.44? Because this is the futures chart. What are the settings of the trading session indicator? Oppo, Karma, Marvin, my friend. How are you doing, my man? I think it's the standard settings, the default settings. I don't have any changes there. All right. All right, let's see on the 5 minute. The 5 minute is getting to that undervaluation already, slowly and steadily. Look at that. We're getting there already. Wow. So if we can break back above the, what is it? The 53? Yeah, I think the 53. Yeah. Yeah, then sky's the limit, actually. Then price could continue to go higher. Because we're getting to that undervaluation on the lower time frame, on the 5 minute already. You can see this right here. We're getting pretty close. So let's see if we can... might have to push it up a little bit to the very high. And see what the reaction is there, if we can get there. Because that will be an amazing level, man. Like, it's a very high right here, which is this level. Around the 30, the 32. It's the VWAP. Okay. So it's the retest of the VWAP. London High is already taken out. So if we can get there, then that is a nice level. That's a nice area. Especially knowing that the 5 minute is just pretty much there already. Dollar is, again, in resistance right now, trying to push. Oil is holding up quite well. So is the LT Accelerator a scam group? No, definitely not. But I'm not no longer involved in that group anymore for personal reasons. But you do have some really amazing traders in there, though. All right, PMI. We do have some news in around 15 minutes, right? We have the PMI indeed. It's a good point. I'm also curious to that news indeed, if this will help the dollar, for example. But hey. Yeah, I'm actually interested in seeing if I could take a trade here. You know, I exited this trade pretty much at the 48. So let's say I bought it at 19. Sold at 48. Maybe buy again at 30. Yeah, 30. I guess it's 30. Wait, 30. Pretty much, yeah, 30. Should we try? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a go here. I think it is a decent level. And I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna say 30. I'm gonna set in some contracts right there. Yeah, 30. Slightly below the very low. We have the VWAP, we have the very low. We have a CME play right here, the consolidation, the manipulation, the expansion. Dollar is back at that resistance here. It's really struggling around there for now. And we're relatively undervalued already there. If we come down a little bit more, we will be happily undervalued. So pretty much the criteria are aligning again. And this is pretty much what we do on repeat. Just following up with the same process on repeat. And yeah, same thing here. On the 15-minute. Pretty much the same confirmation we had there before the stream. So I'm gonna give it a try. This is definitely some resistance. We know that. So I want price to come down and then, you know, make her move. What I really hope, right, that we drop and then we just push up with a lot of volume. But I'm not really 100% sure if this will happen. You also have the 25, by the way. The 25. That's like the slightly lower. Why do you do a lot of limit orders instead of market? I mean, have you seen my trades lately? By any chance? Have you seen the snipes, the entries? Let me know. Because I think if you have seen it, you understand why. If you haven't seen it, I don't think you understand the reasoning. But if you've seen the trades, then I think you understand the reason why we look at limit orders right there, right? And it also gives me peace of mind, pretty much, actually. It allows me to position myself better, to manage my trade better if I'm wrong, if I'm not correct. I'm not chasing the market. When I think, oh, market will never come down, it comes down. It will never pull back, it pulls back. So I'm like, let the market come to us. Let's stop chasing it. Chasing the market gave me so much more headache than just waiting for my limit order. The amount of times that I'm in a limit order and then I'm immediately in profit is so much more fulfilling than entering market and then immediate drawdown, for example, right? Or getting into market order and then, yeah, price squeezes a bit more, but because we're chasing it, it tends to come down. So I prefer the limit orders. I actually really prefer this as well. Actually, one of the top traders that I know, Fabio Valentini, he's also using limit orders. And I like it. I like it a lot more. Do you miss a trade now and then? Yeah, sure. Who cares, right? So how many pips is this? This is like 30 pips, 300 points, stop loss. It's kind of big. Doesn't have to be 300, by the way. It can be the same, but it's pretty much what I made on the trade before that. So let's, in the worst case scenario, break even again. But like, yeah, do I really want that? No. Clearly not. Have you recovered from your losses? Which losses? I mean, we had only one loss after a win. Yeah, that was Tuesday. We had only one loss after a win earlier in that same session. I just kept trading because of, I don't know. I don't know why. I had to actually stop trading that day because of the fact that we had that press conference with the Federal Reserve, or that speech, or that interview, the Congress, right? But for the rest, we've been pretty steady. The previous loss is 77K. Oh, of course. You always come back stronger. Any new news? So we can check it, okay? We can check it. We can check it. I don't think so. Except for the... nothing crazy. Except for the news is coming in around 10 minutes. Right? That's the only thing. Do you think I'm gonna go to my buy limit? Let's see, man. I mean, it's a clear level. It's right here. It's actually a very important level. It aligns with the candlestick chart as well. It's a retest. It's a very high at this range, right here. And it's a VWAP. So there are a lot of confirmations around here. And we broke structure. It's a retest. So I think that people are gonna like it. Gonna be very important level. Okay, the 30, very important level. So let's see what happens, man. Rakesh says, I'm also a similar amount of drawdown and I'm trying to recover from it. Okay, wow. Yeah, it's tough, bro. Mentally, it's very tough, very exhausting. When I was 60K in drawdown, that was a very devastating moment. Very exhausting. And you know that I actually was stuck in this trade for weeks. Not just days. I was stuck in a trade for weeks. And every morning, you know what I did every morning? I had a heart attack. Almost. Every morning I grabbed my phone with a heart attack. You know, with like... You know your heart? Every morning you're like, am I stopped out? Am I liquidated? Is price back up? Tell me it's going back up. Nope. That's the worst. It's the worst situation. You don't want to be in that situation. Just unnecessary stress, man. What is the reasoning behind the volume profile placement? The reason for that is, and it's a good question, my friend. What's your name? Official Darwish. The reason why is because I like to look at balanced ranges or very stable balanced sessions here. Okay? And I mark out the volume profile of that range before the manipulation happens. And then usually if you then break structure, you pull back into one of those levels. The very high, the very low, the point of control, things like that. So the range is actually giving us a very good confirmation there. Very nice story. But for now, we're holding up quite well. We're trying to break above this. The hourly looks pretty strong. Especially if you close this right now, which we will actually on the 15-minute. And this might continue to push now, to be honest. Okay. If you want a quick scalp, watch this camel flip bullish. It will definitely try. Because we have literally an order where prices couldn't break below. Yeah, this makes me think that we actually might flip here and we try to go for the highs, to be honest. The fact that we reclosed above this high, we are now tapping into the 46. And now we're trying to break and continue to go up. How much is this though? How much is this? Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but it's a very, very small scalp. Okay. I could definitely see this flipping bullish on the 5-minute here. Yeah, you see? After that closure and now the push into this could definitely be going or trying to go for the highs here. What about the news? The news is out as well, indeed. You're right. Okay, relatively good for the dollar. 51.3, 54. It's pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all. So we definitely have some decent news right here. That's true. Didn't thought about that, indeed, but you're correct. You are correct. You are correct. But again, the closure right before the news was above this level here. We'll find a lot of support right now. And this could easily be the one that we just talked about, right? Flip and actually hold here. I mean, the dollar is also not really that reactive right now, right? To that news. It's good information to know that over time. It will help to build a long-term story. But I think in the short term, it doesn't really make a big difference here. What were the best trades that you take? The best trades that I take were just always the trades where I never chased the market, man. These were always the best trades. Yeah. This was a good example as well. But sometimes, right, being aggressive is also a good thing. Like, I'm not saying that you should never be aggressive, by the way. Sometimes there are definitely reasons for it. But then I'm always thinking about, okay, what is the target, right? Does the target make sense, right? Are we in higher time for resistance? Yes or no? We are kind of in that higher time for resistance still. Right? So there definitely is still reasons to say, okay. But on the 15-minute, you had that closure, we couldn't break that level, and now you see buyers coming in. So yeah, buying there, like I said before, could have easily been. So if you said, okay, I want to take the trade, I want to get into a quick scalp, I get why. Where did you put your stop loss? I mean, this would have been right below the lows here, 37. I can guarantee you some people took it or taking it right now. I'm sure. I know you guys. Am I right or am I right? Let me know. How many trades have you taken this week? I mean, on the stream, I think around 3 or 4. Off stream, a couple. Not too many, actually. Not too many. If I want to trade on gold spot, should I set a buy limit at 4732? 4712. I mean, you should put a buy limit where you believe price could go. By the way, don't just trust me, right? Randomly, I'm just a random guy on the internet. Okay, yeah, it's roughly around 20-point difference right now between futures and between spot. Give me a sec. You missed the buy? Actually, I did not. I just literally just talked about it on the stream. We said, yo, if you want to buy and you want to take a quick scalp, this is the close above the highs. Most likely you're going to try to take out these highs here. We literally talked about it multiple times right now. We said, okay, it's unable to break above this here. You see the closure. Watch this candle flip bullish. And this is what you're currently seeing happening here. But yeah. Out of 10 trades, how many did you win? I think we won like 7 or 8. I think we only had like 2 losses. And some break-evens in between. I mean, I think the chat can confirm. Everyone is waiting here, but you can see definitely, guys, that this would have been indeed a potential entry. If you took a quick scalp on the retest of this candle, I think you're in a pretty okay position. I mean, if you put your stops right below the low of the previous candle on the 50-minute, I think you're in a pretty good position to take out the highs, potentially. For me personally, I would prefer to wait for the pullback and get in again. I already took a large trade beforehand. I'm just trying to get a nice entry for again. Because we're kind of overvalued for me. Not all my confidences are like aligning here for myself, but I could see this definitely break out, or at least try to take out the highs right there, right? So I keep communicating this to make sure that in case you guys are interested in that you can do it. But you have to align in it. You have to believe it yourself. You cannot just believe me. We need some music, man. Where's that song? Where's that song? Is it this one? Nope. This one. Yes. Are you gonna keep your limit order? Yes, sir. Just be patient. How large was this push actually? It was still 100 pips. Wow. It was still 100 pips though. You don't realize it. Show the signal on gold spot. I'm not giving signals. Okay? I'm not a signal guy. I'm just trading live myself. I'm just trading. That's it. It happens that I'm live. All right? Just see it like that. Just see it like that. Just trading, just like you guys, just learning, getting better every day. Would you consider yourself a successful trader? Also, what do you think quantifies to be one of a successful trader? It's hard to be a successful trader because the market changes all the time. There's always a new challenge ahead of us, okay? The moment you become content with who you are as a trader, that's the moment you start falling behind. You need to step up on the gas even more. It's very hard. It's very easy to become lazy in this game, to think that you already know it, to become arrogant. To think that you're better than others. And then guess what? You're gonna get humbled quickly. I've seen it. I've seen it with people. Okay? So, what defines a successful trader to me is someone who is able to obviously make consistent profits in the market according to different market conditions, is very adaptable, but most importantly, is humble enough to keep learning and keep developing themselves, removing their ego from themselves, right? As well as from their trading. Okay. After that 100 pip squeeze, we're pushing down. So, hey, that's how the market rules, right? We see this over and over again. So sometimes, man, we just need to wait. We need to wait. We need to wait. We need to wait. So annoying. Because sometimes it takes so much time, right? But hey, that's how the market rules. It's not as consistent anymore as it was, you know, a year ago or a couple months ago. So we're dealing with this right now. Papa took 3 trades so far, made 900 bucks. Nice. We're on the same page, my friend. We're up for the day now. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. You can say, you know what? I'm done for today. You know what I mean? I'm done for the day. Made my money. I can go to bed in peace. Do we have the hourly closure? Yeah, we do. This is actually kind of bearish now, I must say, actually. You know why? Because we closed below that level here. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Look how we're close below that level. On the 1 hour time frame right now. This is gonna be a headache. This resistance is gonna be a headache. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I might have to put it lower. I'm not joking. Look at that rejection here. That closure on the 1 hour time frame. Right below that major box, our major zone. Yeah, this might go lower, guys. I'm not joking. I'm gonna evaluate here. I could get in with a good confirmation. Initially, I was very confident, but now I see that hourly closure again there, bearish. Kind of changes it changes a couple of things for me here. Okay? Because this is bearish order flow right now, man. That closure below that level, immediate acting as resistance with the volume traded below, actually shows there's a lot of resistance right now. So even if you would go long here, let's say at the 30, right? Then what is the target gonna be? Like 45? Like that's nothing. You know? That's gonna be like, from like a risk to reward perspective, it's not gonna be good because your stop loss, my stop loss needs to be there at least. So then I have a 0.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. You know? So yeah, it's a very tricky level to go long at now. After this hourly closure. Before I would say okay. Decent. Now it looks like we could come down a little bit deeper actually. Super annoying though. Super annoying actually. Because it was a very good level. We're just at the VWAP. But this hourly is not a joker. It's also the 4 hour, by the way. Look at that. We're still in that higher time frame resistance. We will find support though. On the higher time frame too. How much did you make in your previous trade? I think around $1,000. Might be a bit more, might be a bit less, something around that. I need to look. Yeah, that closure is not good below that on the hourly time frame. We're testing the VWAP. Let's put at least the limit order there, or not the limit order there. Let's put at least the level there at the 30, because that's where we had it. I had it right there. What a mess. What a mess as well today. Look at that. It's pretty messy, guys. Pre-New York was so clean. Look at that beautiful move right there. So clean, right? Such a clean move. All right, this is the first real time where actually we'll test this level now. There's resistance now again. Wow, the VWAP reacts strong, but watch it coming. I would not be surprised if it would come back again. What are you guys thinking in the chat? I'm very curious actually right now. What is the chat saying here? Let me see. In terms of like happening here, because I see a lot of mixed signals right now personally in this specific example. Usually it's much clearer. I see a lot of mixed signals myself here. Let's see. Short. Magnus, I prefer Asian session. I'm bearish but no trade. Waiting for good entry. Okay. I'm a bit confused with your point of control. Why you use it on a micro? In GC it looks different. I actually use it more on, I confirm it with the extra charts after that. If there is a level that aligns with this. So yeah. All right, wow, the chat is mixed, man, today. Wow, very mixed today. A lot of long, a lot of short. Wow, very mixed signals, jeez. Okay. Should I invest my own money or get a test account, get funded? I would get a test account, get funded. Straight up. Yeah. Buy FundedNext challenge, get my discount. Lorenzo, boom, easy. Test it out. Prove to yourself that you're profitable. Then start trading on your own account. I see people lose too much money. Too much money on their own account. Thinking it's easy. They always lose like couple $1,000s at least, right? And for them, it's a lot of money. And I'm like, bro, you can just buy some small accounts. You can test. You can get better. You can get a payout even if you're good enough, right? If you're doing good, you can get a payout. Prove to yourself that you're profitable, right? And then go trade with your own personal account, right? You learn how to manage trade, how to manage risk. Yeah, a lot of selling right now at the moment here. To me, to be honest, this was the cleanest buy with all the signals, everything aligning here. I do like how the dollar is in its resistance right now. It's struggling, right? Oil is in its resistance, it's struggling. But look at gold. Is gold reacting to it bullish? Not really. The dollar is pretty much coming down. Gold is struggling. So it looks bearish. Looks quite bearish on gold right now, right? You're also close below this level. And this is where this exact orders came in. So this is why I said here, look at this level right now. The candle opened bullish. People are gonna laugh at me. They say, ha ha, missed entry, blah, 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 missed entry. Okay. But now we're in that zone. Look at how we flip bearish. Right away, right? So we're in the middle of like an area where a lot of buyers will step in, where a lot of sellers will come in. I think this is gonna be a messed up, pretty messy session, not gonna lie. From this perspective, Papi says, if you treat trading as a business and base their decisions on calculated trades, you're no longer gambling. I agree, but it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. People just throw that out like, oh, it's, you know, it's a business. You need to treat it like a business. And like, you know, it sounds great on paper, right? But easier said than done, right? To get there takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's the truth, you know? It's definitely true what you're saying. Lorenzo, have you been in cash for weeks because you didn't see no trades? I mean, we've been trading a lot actually over the last couple of weeks, right? We've been trading a lot. More scalping though. Definitely more scalping, but like, when I say scalping, at least, you know, a couple 100, no, 200 pips at least. Am I a prop trader? I actually trade my own money. And on top of that, I have 2 funded accounts, one on TopStep and one on FundedNext. So yeah, you could call me a hybrid trader, more or less. My ambition actually is swing trading, to be really honest with you. That's my ambition. That's what I really like. That's what I really love. But also for that, right now, it's not the right moment. So, you know, my goal, my ideal scenario would be large positions, long-term, holding, and cruising, and traveling, whatever, right? That's the ideal. But also this is a very enjoyable moment. I really like this. I love trading this system. It works for me. So just keep doing it. And just being patient for the right moments in the market long term, right? From a swing trading perspective. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. There are a lot of mixed signals around right now, this chart on the 1 hour. Since the New York Open, actually, we've been on the same price level, okay? You're not going to believe it, but actually we're on the same level as where we opened at 8, okay? And let me put it on New York. This was the open right here, okay? This is where we opened the market. We're literally there. We're back at the open. So pretty much the session so far, it was just an expansion to the upside, a final squeeze, right? This is where I exited the trade. And after that, we just pretty much have been just like chopping around and not really choosing a direction. And you see a lot of sellers coming in. They're failing to push price low. But again, you have really strong bearish closures. And you're in between these two zones of support and resistance right now. So you're kind of compressing without a clear direction, in my opinion, at the moment. Now, then we go, okay, if that's the case, then what's happening further? Okay, let's look at the dollar then. Maybe the dollar can give us some insights, right? Well, the dollar is weak. Look at the dollar. Dollar has been coming down right here. Now, gold pushed up, but then here, right, from this area, dollar has been dropping, okay, from this high. Why is gold trading lower? Well, the dollar has been dropping quite aggressively right now, right? So something is kind of gold is not really responding at the moment to the weakness of the dollar. Okay, so you always need to confirm this. This is always part of the process to confirm that. So that's another layer, right? It's not really aligning. Okay, oil is dropping as well. It's not just the dollar, it's also oil right now. Okay, gold should be going up much higher, much stronger. It is actually doing nothing. Okay, and therefore I believe it's a pretty boring session now that we're at the open again. We're at the same exact level. And I feel, to be honest with you guys, that if I would take a trade right now, I would be really forcing a setup. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. Especially after taking already, a $1,000 trade. Having these two confirmations on both sides. Conflicting signals here. And then at the same time, the dollar correlation is off. Not really pushing higher. It could easily do the same thing as it always does, right? When it shows us this, it manipulates aggressively to the wrong side and then it makes the real move. All right, so there are two things I could do. I can wait for the large, aggressive move. At some point, you know it's going to come. And then anticipate. But we don't know when that will happen, right? It could be later. It could be now. It could be in an hour. It could be in 2 hours. So I'm not really feeling it in terms of the actual setup itself at this current moment in time, to be honest. All right. And also this is part of the live trading. And if you stream every day, okay, yesterday we were off, but in general, we stream every single day. Yeah, we're going to have sessions where you're going to deal with these scenarios. You're going to deal with these balance ranges. The move already kind of happened before the New York Open. And now you're trying to trade the chop. Right? And every time when it tends to go, it pulls back again. So, yeah, I do believe exactly that I can better come back tomorrow, guys. And we'll come back tomorrow at the same time again, 8 a.m. EST. Hopefully, we are a bit more lucky, okay? And hopefully, we can catch this move that we got here before during the live stream. Of course, I love to trade on stream instead of off stream if I have to choose, if I have to make the decision. But this is the overall thought process right here, okay, of where we are. Now, let me at least show you right now the higher time frame where we currently stand with gold. So you have the real understanding of where we are, right? So don't forget this though, right? This is very important because a lot of people are shorting right now gold, especially in the chat. A lot of people are kind of shorting at this current moment, okay? But what you can actually see is that you are in really higher time frame support right now on gold, okay? Also at the same time, we haven't really broken structure on the higher time frame, right? We went from kind of a large expansion, higher highs, higher lows, towards major resistance here, okay? Major resistance. And now we're kind of rejecting, but we haven't broken structure yet. We're still at that support here, okay? So that support is actually sitting right now, right here. All right, this is that support that we're currently facing. You can actually see it very, very clearly right there that level right now is holding up really, really well. Okay, so you are in that higher time frame support. So, you know, you can trade into that support, but you cannot expect that breakout, right? You cannot expect that if you short now, it's 100% just going to break that support on the higher time frame. Okay. So overall, if I look at this perspective right now, you look at the 4 hour, it doesn't really look that bad actually, right? You create like a strong push, strong impulse, good reaction. So let's take this to the 1 hour. That's when things kind of flip and change right now, okay? Because you can't really break the intraday trend or the trend that you're currently facing here, where we came down, we broke structure, okay? We created our higher low, all right? We have potentially a breakout, but this is truly where we would shift structure completely, okay? Right there, right? So if you would shift structure above the 4772, I think that could be a nice potential continuation play from there. All right, so let's look at the order flow. Let's go to the higher time frame. Where are we, geez? Where are we? Okay. This kind of confirms our reaction right here, okay? So this is this area right here that we're currently in, which is this major area of support. We have this support level that we talked about on the higher time frame. We just showed you guys this on the candlestick chart. On the footprint chart, you can actually see very clearly that every time when you tap into this level right here, all right, we do find that support, okay? So you see a lot more buyers stepping in here, right around this area, around the 30s. And this is why we wanted to buy at the 30s, right? Kind of makes sense. But at the same time, we are dealing with that resistance as well here. And this is why the chat, I can see it in the chat, a lot of mixed signals of like, I'm shorting, other people are longing right now. You can actually kind of see that we are also in the higher time frame resistance at the moment. Okay, so that's a daily time frame. We're in between these two zones, and that breakout will confirm the direction for the next move here. Okay, now the 4 hour, you can actually see that we are also in that resistance, and that the 4 hour looks not that strong at this current moment. Okay, so that's the 4 hour. So I would say the dollar, the daily is still at the moment a little bit bearish because we have been coming down, but we have found support. Okay, the 4 hour is more bearish because you just tapped into resistance. Okay, the 1 hour actually is bouncing from an area of support right here. Okay, but we're facing resistance, right? So the lower time frame is kind of shifting, but the higher time frame is definitely still bearish, even though you found support. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we're kind of in between these two levels right now. What needs to happen here? Because this is, I think, the question that most of you guys have here. What do you think needs to happen right now in order for gold to actually push and actually make the real move? Okay. What I think needs to happen right now is either we need to re-break structure, okay, and set up that new trend. Just re-break structure for the second time in a row and really take out the Asian highs and close above that, okay? For that continuation play, that would be really good for gold if gold can do that, because that would most likely cause the dollar to actually break down further here. And also, that is actually something that you already should see right now, to be honest, okay? And the main reason why you should already see gold pushing up higher is because look at the dollar. Look at what the dollar now is doing. Look at how aggressively the dollar is breaking down at this moment. Gold is not reacting to that, okay? Now the question is, what is really going to drive gold up right now at the moment if the dollar, that breakdown from the dollar is just unresponsive, right? That will become a real issue. So you're going to see that resistance here. I think gold will have a really hard time with actually giving us that direction today in this New York session. That's just my personal opinion with a lot of clarity and conviction. But if the dollar finds support, okay, the number one thing that you need to look at right now on the dollar here, let me go back to gold. Let me show you the dollar first. The number one thing that you need to look at, in my opinion, is to simply wait for the dollar to reach support right here, okay? And if the dollar rejects from this level, if the dollar rejects from the 98.6, for example, right? And we're holding this and we react from it, and gold reacts to the dollar bouncing, you already know that gold is potentially going to drop lower right here, okay? All right, that could be the big reason. If the dollar finds support here and gold is not really reacting to it, but gold reacts to the dollar finding support and it potentially pushes down from that perspective, And that is not really looking strong at all here. So my suggestion is to just be really, really patient and pay a lot of attention to the dollar right now and see how the dollar reacts when it reaches this exact level right here. Okay? And then go from there. All right? Because you're going to face that resistance now on gold. And we're going to be very, very curious to see how this actually plays out here. If you can re-break the highs and you close above this, gold can go. Gold can go. Okay? But it needs to break above that level. If the dollar finds support and gold flips again, we'll most likely just roll over, not being able to break the highs here, and just actually will test the lows again. Because I think this is going to be it's going to be very, very hard for gold to then break out, because there's no other catalyst that really will do it for gold at the moment here. Okay? So yeah, I think that's it for me for this session today. To be honest, going to keep it a bit low profile. I prefer to trade on the streams beforehand. I actually like the fact that I still made money today, clearly. But yeah, we're still pretty much in the range. There's not much we can do here, in my opinion. Okay? Hopefully, this will just break down and gold will break out. And if gold breaks out, yeah, then sky's the limit, man. Sky is the limit. Let's hope that gold goes up. I want gold to go up. I don't want gold to come down. All right? I really want gold to hold up, find that support here, and just, you know, push further back to the upside again. Back to the $5,000. That's what we want. We want to see gold back at the 5,000. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see here. This might be a good confirmation in case we break out again. But the moment of truth will be very, very soon, when the dollar is reaching this level here. And let's see where this candle actually closes down, right? Specifically the hourly. Let's hope that the dollar drops. And then we'll continue to trade gold tomorrow bullish, I think, because this will be a great confirmation. Okay? Be careful, guys, today. I really want you guys to win. I really want you guys to succeed. Okay? I want you guys to just be sharp, to be as adaptable as possible to each market condition. And I think that if you are truly want to elevate yourself as a trader, and this is something that I went through when I started as well, and I'm trying to get better every single day. Every day I try to get a bit better, a bit wiser, and I'm still getting there every time. In my opinion, the best thing that you could do is to treat yourself, to force yourself objectively to be as adaptable as possible and understand what type of market you're currently trading in. Okay, and the only way to get there is to have seen the differences. All right, time will definitely learn. You will understand how different market conditions are, when to trade, when not to trade, when to scalp, when to hold trades longer, when to be more aggressive with your stop loss, when to be, you know, letting it breathe a little bit, right? All these context, all these nuances is something what I really want you to learn, because this is what will absolutely elevate you as a trader. Will make you much better. Okay, it's you being adaptable and not being kind of stuck in that same routine where you won for a while and you can't seem to figure out why you're suddenly losing, why things are suddenly not working out for you and stuff, right? We're going to talk about this tomorrow, and we're going to go much deeper into this because there are a couple of topics around that which are very important here. But trading comes first. I need to make money too. You know what I mean? So trading comes first and all that talk comes second. But all right. Let's see what happens right now, guys. Okay. Look at gold. It seems to be struggling here. The dollar is in that exact level. If gold cannot break out right now, yeah, I'm not that necessarily bullish, okay? The dollar really needs to break below this level, break down and sell off, or close below in me for order to believe that gold might continue to go higher, okay? Which is possible. It's possible, definitely possible, but it needs to happen first, all right? All right, guys, let's get out of this range, out of this choppy market session today, and let's see if tomorrow will be a bit cleaner. And, you know, we go from there. Okay? Let's see what the chat's saying. Daniel, great analysis. Thank you, man, Daniel. Always thank you for the support, my friend. Really appreciate you. Okay? Radek, my friend, good to see you. Is this an AI background? Yes. is an AI background. Mr. Piloni, good to see you, man. Tariq, see you soon, my friend. Good to see you. Chris Invest, as always, thank you. Jessica, much love, okay? All right. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow again, 8 a.m. Let's see what the market will give us then. Peace. Much love, guys. See you later, yeah? See you tomorrow. Peace.